If you are over 60 and you eat your last meal of the day, then climb into bed and sleep for 7 or 8 hours, your blood sugar does something most doctors rarely warn you about. It does not politely settle down. After 60, the same dinner that used to leave your glucose at a calm 95 can leave it hovering at 100. And 10, 120, even higher all night long. And while you are dreaming, that gentle, persistent elevation is doing quiet damage to your arteries, your nerves, your kidneys, and your memory. Now here is the part I want you to hear carefully. There is one humble, inexpensive food, cheaper than any supplement on the market, that when eaten at dinner quietly does something meaningful between the moment you finish your plate and the moment you wake up in the morning. I'm Dr. Thomas Reynolds. I have spent decades caring for older adults, and in my practice, I have seen time and time again that the patients who preserve their energy, their balance, their independence, and their clarity longest almost always share one simple habit at dinner. It is not a miracle. It is not a drug. It is one specific food. And once you understand how it works inside your body overnight, you will never look at dinner the same way again. This is not a fad. It is the kind of quiet, consistent nutrition that has been studied for decades, and it costs almost nothing to try. Many of my oldest, sharpest patients swear by it, and they will be the first to tell you the change was noticeable. Over the next few minutes, I am going to walk you through exactly 6 distinct reasons this single gentle food does its real work between dinner and breakfast. By the end, you will understand not just what to eat, but why your body finally gets a chance to recover, reset, and gently clear both sugar and fat at the same time hour after hour. While you sleep, each layer builds on the one before it. So stick with me through every reason, because the final one is the one many of my patients tell me changed how they feel the moment they wake up in the morning. And before we go further, take a second and tell me in the comments, how old are you and what country are you watching from? I read every one of those notes, and your answer helps me tailor the next videos to the people who need them most. The food we are going to talk about is the simple old-fashioned rolled oats, the kind your grandmother used to cook slowly on the stove, and the magic inside it is a soluble fiber called beta-glucan. Now let me show you the 6 layers of why this one food does what the title of this video promises. The first layer is mechanical. It happens the moment this food enters your stomach. Most carbohydrates, especially refined ones like white bread, white rice, or pastries, dissolve almost the instant they touch your digestive juices. They become a thin, watery slurry. Your intestine grabs the sugar out of it in a hurry, and your bloodstream gets hit with a fast, high spike. Old-fashioned rolled oats are different. They are loaded with beta-glucan, and beta-glucan does something almost magical when it meets water. It swells, it thickens, it forms a soft, slippery gel inside your stomach, almost like a soft sponge that wraps around the starches from your meal and physically slows them down. Picture pouring honey through a wide funnel versus pouring honey through a funnel lined with thick gauze. Same honey, very different speed. That is exactly what this oat gel is doing inside your small intestine. It physically delays how quickly sugar reaches your bloodstream. Because the sugar seeps in slowly, your pancreas does not have to blast out a huge panicked surge of insulin. Your blood sugar curve flattens, and that flat curve is the foundation for everything that happens after you fall asleep tonight. Now the second layer is timing, and this is the part most of my patients never think about. Why does it matter so much that you eat this at dinner? Because while you sleep, your body is running what I like to call its overnight metabolic housekeeping. Your liver, your pancreas, your muscles, your fat tissue, they are all working together to clear yesterday's fuel. But here is the catch. After 60, that house cleaning crew gets a little slower. Insulin is less effective. Muscle cells take up sugar with less enthusiasm. The lining of your arteries becomes a little more inviting to sticky glucose. So if your dinner hit your bloodstream hard and fast, your blood sugar is still elevated 6, 7, even 8 hours later, right through the deepest repair part of the night, when you eat an oat-based meal at dinner. You arrive at bedtime with a low, slow, gentle curve. Your overnight crew finally has a chance to catch up. They pull excess sugar out of the blood. They tuck small amounts of it into muscle for repair. They burn a little of it for fuel while your body services itself. And by morning, many of my patients wake up with a fasting glucose that for the first time in years sits in a healthier range, not because of a pill, because of what was on the dinner plate. Now the third layer is where this food quietly tackles fat, and this one surprises almost everyone I talk to. Your liver makes bile every single day. Bile is essentially a biological detergent. It is what allows you to absorb fats from your meal. After it does its job, bile gets reabsorbed in your intestine and recycled, like a dishcloth. You keep washing. Beta-glucan from oats changes that loop. It binds to bile acids in your gut and gently escorts them out of your body instead of letting them return to the liver. Now your liver has a problem on its hands. It needs more bile to digest tomorrow's food. Where does it get the raw material? From cholesterol floating in your blood. So your liver pulls cholesterol out of circulation to build new bile. Day after day, week after week, this gentle daily drain begins to chip away at the LDL cholesterol that clogs arteries, stiffens vessels, and raises the risk of stroke and heart attack. So while you sleep, your liver is not just managing sugar. It is quietly working on the fats that threaten your heart, and it is doing it through one of the oldest, most ordinary foods in your pantry. The fourth layer is the one we are only beginning to truly understand, and it is honestly one of the most exciting parts of senior nutrition. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria, and those bacteria eat what you feed them. When beta-glucan reaches your colon, the good bacteria ferment it and turn it into something called short chain fatty acids, especially one called butyrate. Butyrate is an extraordinary fuel for the cells that line your colon. It strengthens your gut wall, calms local inflammation, and even sends signals up to your brain that gently support memory and mood. And here is the sleep connection that almost no one talks about. When your gut microbiome is well fed with soluble fiber before bed, it produces these calming fatty acids all night long. Your digestion feels smoother. Your morning bloating is lower. Your appetite at breakfast becomes more reasonable. And something beautiful happens that scientists call the second meal effect. The breakfast you eat the next morning is handled more gracefully because your gut bacteria have been primed overnight. This is one of the quietest, deepest benefits of all, and it is happening while you are unconscious with no effort on your part beyond choosing the right dinner. The fifth layer is the one that ties everything together, and that is inflammation. After 60, most older adults live with a low, simmering baseline of inflammation, sometimes called inflammaging. Every high blood sugar spike dials that number up. Every greasy, low-fiber dinner dials it up further. Over months, that dial creeps higher. And you start to feel it as stiff knees in the morning, swollen ankles by evening, brain fog that will not lift, sluggish healing, lingering fatigue. The oat-based dinner gently turns that dial in the other direction. Slow-release sugar means less of a glycemic roller coaster. Bound bile acids mean less irritating fat byproducts in circulation. Short-chain fatty acids mean calmer, better sealed gut walls. None of these changes feels dramatic on any single night. But night after night, week after week, month after month, the cumulative effect becomes very real. Patients tell me their morning stiffness softens, their afternoon energy returns, their blood pressure numbers begin to settle, often allowing their physician to consider careful adjustments. This is what consistent, gentle nutrition does. It does not fight your body. It gives your body the room it needs to recover after decades of wear. The sixth and final layer is the one I almost saved for last because it is the most poetic and the most practical. Between roughly 10 at night and 4 in the morning, your body shifts into a deep repair mode. Growth hormone rises, muscles repair themselves, memories consolidate. The brain's own cleanup system, the glymphatic system, quietly flushes metabolic debris. But all of that repair machinery is fueled by what is in your bloodstream. If your blood is thick with sugar, your tissues are swimming in glucose they cannot use well, and insulin resistance locks the door. If your blood is clean, slow-released, gently fueled by the right kind of fiber, then every system that repairs you overnight gets the steady, low-grade fuel it needs to do its job. That is the quiet magic of one humble dinner bowl. It does not put you to sleep. It does not sedate you. It simply sets the table for the deepest, most healing hours of your day. And that is exactly the hour when your heart, your kidneys, and your brain are doing the work that decides how the next morning will feel. Now let me tell you exactly how to use this so it actually works for you. First, choose old-fashioned rolled oats, not the instant kind. Instant oats are stripped of their fiber and they spike your blood sugar almost as fast as white bread. Steel-cut or rolled oats are the keepers. Second, a serving is about half a cup of dry oats. Roughly 40 grams, that gives you around 2 grams of beta-glucan, which is the amount most studied for these benefits. Third, eat it at dinner, not just at breakfast. The title of this video is not a gimmick. The overnight window is when this food really earns its keep. You can make a savory dinner oat bowl with broth, soft vegetables, a poached egg on top, or a simple warm porridge with cinnamon and a small handful of berries. Avoid drowning it in sugar or syrup. A drizzle of cinnamon, a few berries, a spoon of plain yogurt, that is enough. Fourth, give it water. Your gut needs fluid for that gel to form in the first place, so drink a glass alongside your meal. Fifth, be consistent. One dinner of oats will not move the needle. 6 dinners a week for 6 to 8 weeks is when my patients start telling me they feel genuinely different. A flatter morning glucose, a looser waistband, less swelling in their ankles, more steady energy through the afternoon. Sixth, if you take medication for diabetes, cholesterol, or blood pressure, as many of you do, please tell your doctor that you have added this daily habit. As your numbers improve, your medication may need to be adjusted. Do not change your prescriptions on your own. The food is doing some of the work your medication has been doing, and your doctor needs to know. And seventh, if you have celiac disease or a true gluten reaction, look for oats labeled gluten-free, because most oats are cross-contaminated with wheat in storage. For everyone else, this is one of the safest, longest studied, most forgiving foods in all of nutrition. It costs pennies. It keeps for months. It asks very little of you in the kitchen, and it returns far more than it demands. So let me bring this all together. After 60, your metabolism is not broken. It is simply asking for a gentler hand on the wheel. One humble, inexpensive, comforting bowl of oats at dinner quietly does 6 meaningful things while you sleep. It thickens into a gel that flattens your blood sugar curve. It gives your overnight repair. A clean fuel supply. It traps bile acids and gently pulls cholesterol out of circulation. It feeds your gut bacteria and produces calming, anti-inflammatory fatty acids. It turns down the simmer of chronic inflammation. It sets the stage for deep restorative sleep, the kind that protects your memory and your mood. None of these changes is a miracle. All of them are real, and all of them stack night after night. This is what reclaiming the steering wheel of your own health looks like at 60, 70, 80, and beyond. Not a pill for every problem, not exhaustion, not fear. Daily, gentle, deliberate habits that work quietly while you live your life, and that show up in your morning numbers, in your step count, in your balance, in your clarity, in the strength you have tomorrow to do the things you love today. If this video helped you understand what your body is truly doing overnight, please give it a like so the algorithm shows it to another older adult who needs it. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell so the next video reaches you the moment it is published. And tell me in the comments, what did you notice first after trying? Oats at dinner? Was it your morning glucose? Your waist measurement? Your ankle swelling? Your afternoon energy? I read every comment, and your story might be the one that finally convinces another viewer to give this simple change a real chance. I'm Dr. Thomas Reynolds. Sleep well tonight. Your body is stronger than you think.